Hey, Fragrance family, I'm David.
I'm Jer.
And we're the
Fragrance Bros.
We just had a weird bout of an old song that we were singing.
That's right.
From the 90s.
90s style.
Anyway.
Speaking of 90s.
Coming at you this time again with another fragrance review. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed, do so.
Yes.
We command you.
Up here. And if you like the video, which you should because we're awesome, like it down there.
Down there. Either way, up or down.
Yeah.
This time coming at you with Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Date introduced is this year, 2012. Classified, couldn't really find an official classification, but it's a sports fragrance.
Yeah.
And they're kind of in their own little thing.
Yeah.
So I would just say sports fragrance.
Sport flanker.
Yeah, sport flanker. Hey, there we go. Notes are Sicilian mandarin, mint, cypress, clary sage, black pepper, cedar, sandalwood, musk, tonka bean, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
What'd you get out of longevity out of this?
You know, it's average to
Yeah.
me. It's the sport fragrance. It's sweet. It's that sort of thing. So you get what you expect.
Yeah.
6 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
How about you?
I got average as well. You know, I was expecting it to be horrible.
Wow.
Because I'd heard people that got really bad longevity out of this.
Yeah.
I tried this a lot.
Hmm.
And every time, consistently 6 to 8 hours.
Nice.
Usually on the lower end of average.
Yeah.
But I can't complain, especially for a fragrance like this that's a fresh fragrance. I mean, I thought that's fine for what it is.
You go into this part of the year, at least I think we do down here, kind of expecting that. You expect to apply a summer suitable fragrance and it lasts 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then if you want something later in the day, you do it again.
Yeah.
It's really hot here in the summer, so you burn through a fragrance really quickly.
Yeah.
Even if it's one that has longevity, you kind of...
And you can do certain tricks to increase your longevity, like spray your hair, spray your shirt. It's not like a really dark colored juice or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's tricks you can do to increase your longevity, which I would totally do.
Yeah.
Wear lotion, etc.
Cheater.
Yep. But I did not do that on the review.
Okay.
What about projection?
It's about average, same.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Yep. Same here. Average.
Yep.
Season. This is definitely spring and summer.
Totally.
And that's pretty much it.
Toast my goats.
Purpose. I would say this is mostly casual. Great for work though, and I would say this is also good for a date.
Yeah.
Especially like a first date.
Yeah, depending upon where you went, I think.
Yeah.
If you're going out like for a nice date, this is not very suitable for
Right.
that. But if you're going like out like to a picnic or something in the midday date,
Fair.
meeting for lunch,
Yeah.
this might be something you could do.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. The fair is a good one.
What does this remind you of?
Well, we have them both sprayed here, so just to be out, be up front, we have worn both of them separately.
Yeah.
But just as a comparison now, this
both meaning Allure Homme Sport and then Sport Extreme.
That's right. So, just off the bat, I like Eau Extreme better than I do the original.
Yeah.
The original, I get this sort of menthol eucalyptus medicinal feel, sort of. I'm not a fan of Allure Homme or Allure Homme Sport. To me, they are just the most typical cologne smell. You know what I mean? They're not exciting. They're just like, hey, here's a cologne. So I don't get excited. But I do think Eau Extreme trades well on the name, on that name.
Yeah.
It's sweeter, and it's just more interesting to me. I don't know. It's more versatile to me than the other one.
Yeah.
I like it. But in terms of what it reminds me of, there's no cherry in it, but it kind of reminds me of like sweet cherries. I get that feeling from it.
I can see that.
I like it. I'm gonna try them out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really close.
Yeah.
When I first sprayed Eau Extreme, I thought it smelled exactly like Allure Homme Sport.
Wow.
And it took me for a loop because, I didn't get, it didn't smell different at all.
Wow.
However, I sprayed them back to back on different hands just to smell the difference.
Yeah.
And they do smell different.
They do.
But it's only slight.
Wow.
And the biggest difference is Allure Homme Sport has aldehydes at the top, and it develops more than Eau Extreme does. So Eau Extreme kind of reminds me of more of the mid of Allure Homme Sport, and is mostly just mid. Okay. And Allure Homme Sport kind of has brighter brights and deeper lows most of the time. But there are a couple other differences. Eau Extreme has a little bit more vanilla, and they kind of share the same DNA. Like they kind of have that citrus Tonka vanilla thing going on.
Yeah, the Tonka.
And as it develops, it doesn't develop that much. Eau Extreme kind of stays around the same type of fragrance. It changes just slightly. and it just tones down a little bit of the citrus, and tones up more on the tonka.
Yeah.
And I smell cashmerean in there, and cashmerean is the main note of that gives Alien its billowy, cloudy fogginess.
Yeah.
And I smell cashmerean in there. I don't know if it's in there or not. I could just be totally off. It
Yeah.
could just be some kind of accord that reminds me of that. But
Yeah.
there's kind of that almost rough, suede-y type texture. It doesn't smell like suede, but it's almost like a certain texture in the way it dries down. It almost smells like a fog a little bit. It's hard to explain. Fuzzy, yeah. So there's that. There is pepper in here, but I had to bathe in it for me to even smell the pepper. So the pepper is just in there just to kind of, I guess, give a little depth to the fragrance, but you can't smell it.
Supporting actor.
Exactly. So people who do not like pepper, you can't smell it.
Yeah.
Unless you just absolutely bathe in it and you have to look for it specifically.
To me, the difference is pretty. It's kind of like the same dude wearing two different outfits.
Yeah.
The guy's the same, but sort of what he's dressed in is different. You know what I mean? But I definitely like the outfit on O Extreme better than I do.
Yeah. The to me, this kind of O Extreme kind of comes off a little bit more, a little older. I should say less youthful than Allure Homme Sport does.
Wow.
So it almost seems to me that they're going after an audience who likes Allure Homme Sport, but they're trying to smell slightly different than a young fragrance.
Yeah.
Did they succeed in that? I'm not sure. They smell really similar.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. The biggest thing with this fragrance is that they call it extreme.
Yeah.
It's an eau de toilette fragrance, same as Allure Homme Sport. I get the same performance out of this than I do Allure Homme Sport. And this isn't a review for Allure Homme Sport, but it's exactly the same to me.
Yeah.
And it smells very similar, but they call it extreme.
Yeah.
What's extreme about it? There's nothing extreme about it.
The sweetness is ramped up to me.
A little bit.
You know what I mean? But it's not extreme though. It's just different.
Yeah.
And
also, it's weird that I think it's a flanker of a flanker. This is like, it's becoming like a copy of a copy of a copy. You know how like it slowly degrades?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think a flanker needs a flanker.
Yeah. No, me either.
Could be wrong, but it's just strange.
Yeah.
This is Chanel. It's high quality. It smells high quality to me. It's probably going to be in their line forever. They don't really discontinue fragrances that I know of.
Yeah.
I think it's worth your money, but it's just weird. You need to try them both. If you don't own one of them, smell them both, see which one you like. You don't need to own both.
No.
Either or, maybe.
That's what I go with.
Yeah. To me, this should not be extreme. This should be called Allure Homme Sport Status Quo.
All right.
Anyway, bang for buck. You can only get this really full retail at Chanel. Can't find it discontinued or in bargain bins or anything.
Yeah.
$84 for 100 ml, 3.4 ounce. For what it is, I still think that's pretty high for what it is.
Yeah.
It smells good, but not sure if full retail good.
Yeah. It's no matter if it's Chanel or what, it's still just a sporty fragrance.
Yeah.
And you can accomplish the same goal with a much cheaper fragrance.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not worth the money to me. To me, that's actually kind of a poor bang for the buck because if we're talking designer bang for the buck, it's really high in the spectrum and doesn't do anything special.
Yeah.
It's not exciting. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well.
Yeah.
A little frustrating for Jared.
It is a little bit, I like the fragrance.
Yeah.
If this was a little bit cheaper, I would say that this would probably be a better bang for buck.
Yeah.
But it's not extreme in performance. It's not any better than Allure Homme Sport. So, it almost makes me think that they're trying to tell you to buy it with just adding the extreme on it. So it's almost like a reformulation of Allure Homme Sport, but they're not telling you it's reformulated.
Yeah.
Adding the extreme on it, telling you it's going to be different. You're going to have better performance, etc.
Yeah.
So buy it.
Yeah.
But you really don't need to buy it unless you just love it over Allure Homme Sport.
It just seems like an effort to buy their time until they can come up with something really new.
Yeah.
Like, we need a fragrance this year, but we have we can't decide on something, so let's just take this one and like tweak it and put it out while we work on something else.
Yeah.
It seems like a filler.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do think that if you like it, you're not gonna cry over the money you spent on it.
Yeah.
So, it's a good fragrance. What about compliments?
Nope. To be honest, I don't usually get compliments on sports fragrances.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think they smell fresh and good, but I don't think they have, for the most part, none of them have a wow factor.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I smell sporty and fresh, which is great. You should. It smells good, but it's nothing to really get the ladies going.
Yeah.
So.
I actually did get a couple of compliments from it, and my wife really likes it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I kind of had to bathe in it before she even said anything. Whatever. Final rating.
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. To me, it's not exciting. It's not interesting. It does smell good, but it doesn't really do anything new or really unique, and it's pretty high price. So it doesn't smell bad. It smells good, but just middle of the road.
Yeah.
I can live without it. I probably won't buy it.
I'm gonna rate this a little higher. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5. It annoys me that they called it Eau Extreme, but the scent alone is nice. I like it a lot, and I like it just as much as I like Allure Homme Sport probably.
Wow.
But you just need to, just get one or the other.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm not going to rush out and get it. So to me, it's not a must-buy.
Yeah.
But it's still something that I would like to have eventually.
Yeah.
So that is it.
That's it.
So let us know, YouTube, what you think. What you think of Eau Extreme. Have you tried it yet? And what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. We'll see you next week. We're the Fragrance Brothers. Bye.
Bye.